The global farce called macroeconomics, justifier of financial colonialism, written by Metin Nosavaran on May 28, 2017. This article is actually a repost of an answer I wrote to a new econ grad in 2016. I just wanted to share it here with a few new book recommendations. Of course, it does not take mathematical rigor to carry real scientific weight, but neither does current macroeconomic theories. Macroeconomics cannot be separated from political processes in my own little observation. Dear graduate, I like to congratulate you for being honest and making a very important scientific observation. Macroeconomics is a waste of time, simply because there is no such science per se. It's not the fault of those who taught you. They just recanted the books anyway. Think about it. What tools did they teach you that a government uses to manage the economy on a macro scale without facilitating actual physical work? Interest rate, exchange rate, and money supply. That's all. Only 3 physically meaningless tools. Just like there are fake products in commerce such as cola drinks, there are fake products in science. They promise good results, but can never deliver. AI in engineering is one example, like I explained in one of my other answers. They promise amazing things, but have not been able to deliver for close to a century now. Macroeconomics is even more than this. It promises to make nations richer without grind of doing actual work, but instead has always made things worse than before. It has no other fundamental principle of discovery than the obvious supply-demand relation. I studied right next to the World Bank and was taught by their most experienced. No solution they concocted ever worked. They modeled the smallest economies in Latin America to each single individual using game theory rules and still couldn't predict what would happen to the economy in the end. Macroeconomics is not a science. It's bird watching, history writing, and accounting at best. Read Confessions of an Economic Hitman very carefully. The author presents a strikingly clear confession that every practitioner actually knows macroeconomics professing is just a political show business at its best. What's in square brackets are my words. Quote, Bruno came up with an idea for an innovative approach to forecasting, an econometric model based on the writings of a turn-of-the-century Russian mathematician. The model involved assigning subjective probabilities to prediction that certain specific sectors of an economy would grow. It seemed an ideal tool to justify the inflated rates of increase we like to show in order to obtain large loans, and Bruno asked me to see what I could do with the concept. I brought a young mathematician, Dr. Nadiparam Prasad, to write some academic-sounding BS justification method into my department. Within 6 months, he developed the Markov method for the econometric modeling. Together, we hammered out a series of technical papers that presented Markov as a revolutionary method for forecasting the impact of infrastructure investment on economic development. It was exactly what we wanted, a tool that scientifically proved we were doing countries a favor by helping them incur debts that they would never be able to pay off. In addition, only a highly skilled econometrician with lots of time and money could possibly comprehend the intricacies of Markov or question its conclusions. The papers were published by several prestigious organizations who couldn't fathom what all that math-symbolized load of crap is about anyway, and we formally presented them at conferences and university in a number of countries. The papers, and we, became famous throughout the industry. Unquote. Pages 101 to 102. John Perkins, Confessions of an Economic Hitman. 2004. BK Publishers, Inc., San Francisco. This is a nail in the academic coffins of all macroeconomics professors. Here is a self-declared economist who was actually a wandering and drug-using womanizer that worked for the CIA, publishing fake theories, and all the macroeconomic propaganda industry is accepting and cheering him on. Is it me, or is this pitiful and pathetic of the whole dishonest industry's moral levels? The levels that people go to live without actually producing something. No economy can even be managed, let alone improved by playing tricks with the money system. The only real way any economy can improve is investments in education, research and development, infrastructure, and manufacturing. All physical, non-theoretical. All religions, just like macroeconomics, promises you the same thing. Physical results without physical work, do they not? It never happened, except for the peddlers of that religious ware. So is the path of a career in macroeconomics. You won't create any value for real, other than fake rationales. Macroeconomics is unfortunately macro BS, and I am rather far from being alone in that judgment, if you search for it. I have been saying that almost since my graduation from the MBA program in Washington, D.C. Macroeconomics is a farce of justification theater to deceive gullible nations into the usury politics of the world's blood-sucking capitalists, the cabal of money changers. You know them well. Here are a few well-selling books on the subject currently in 2017. Authors as well as readers are waking up to facts. No tactic, strategy, culture of usury, form of colonialism, and weapon of imperialism lives forever, no matter how well it's hidden. Productive life forms have a way of decoding and overcoming all parasites on themselves eventually. The end time of financial usury and its academic propaganda rationalizer macroeconomics is past due already. Now good old working and producing people hate them both. If you have the guts for an honest and long-term sustainable living, pursue math instead.